What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you have had a wonderful week. In today's video, I am going to be sharing all of the Scream openings and what my most favorite opening is versus my least favorite. So I am going to be ranking all of the openings, which will include the television show that aired on MTV/VH1. Before we go ahead and get into today's video, please give this video a thumbs up as well as subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. And also please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I will leave both of the links down below in the description box. And without further ado, let's get into today's ranking.
What's your favorite scary movie? I wanna play a game. Where the hell's Andy?
All right, so starting off at number 9 is going to be Scream Season 3. Now, before you guys go right into the comments slandering Season 3, I do want to let you know I actually really enjoy Season 3 of the Scream TV show. So I'm just going to let that be known that I am actually a pretty big fan of Season 3. However, the opening just really was lacking in a lot of things for me personally. I did like the Halloween setup and the way that it was taking place kind of in the past. Um, Even though, like, you know, Becky, she, had an iPhone, so it looked like it was taking place in the present. But as you go on more into the opening, as if you've seen the season, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Where it did look like it was taking place in the past, actually, because Dion and his brother were kids at that point. Coming in at number 8, I am gonna have to put season 2 of the Scream TV show at number 8. Um, because as much as I did like the callback to Scream 2 where it took place in the movie theater, with Audrey. I felt like it would have been more impactful, like if there was an actual like kill in that scene. Because that's really what the Scream franchise is known for. Mainly is having like a really impactful opening death scene to kind of set the tone for the rest of the movie or TV show. So as much as I thought it was cool where they, did have that callback, the opening of season 2 started off, we think it's going to be a typical opening. Turns out it was actually a movie that they were watching, with the customers and Audrey managing the movie theater, or at least working at the movie theater. Um, and then, as it turns out, later on, it does, if you've seen the show, spoiler, if you have not seen the show, I am so sorry. You probably will want to skip this part if you haven't seen the Scream TV show. But the way that, it ended up being a joke, that girl, I cannot remember her name. The girl and her friend were playing a joke or a prank on Audrey. So I just once again that it just kind of fell flat to me. As much as I did appreciate the callback. All right, so coming in at number 7, you guys could probably guess it is going to be season 1 of the television show of Scream on MTV. The opening of season 1 was so good. I loved the character of Nina, played by Bella Thorne. I thought she did an excellent job of that character, and I really like it. The build up to her death scene was really, really good. I loved the house that they used. I loved the very opening of season 1 where you see the shot of the lake. Um, and it really did set the tone, I think. one of the most favorite lines that I really enjoyed in the opening was when she was trying to call 911 and somehow her phone, because she, I guess, she got water on it because the killer threw Tyler's head into the pool, and it got water on her phone. And instead of, her calling 911, her phone thought she was trying to call Pottery Barn. I thought that was really, really funny. Um, but the kill was really good. It was really brutal. Overall, I really enjoyed the opening of season one. So coming in at number six, I am so sorry to all my Scream 4 lovers, but I am gonna have to put Scream 4 at number six with its opening. I just was not a fan of the stab fake outs where the characters of Stab are watching Stab, and integrating that into the opening. I just really wasn't a fan of it. I remember when I was first watching it, I was actually really confused because it just kept happening. It seemed like it was happening over and over again, even though I know it only happens twice, but till we get to the real opening of Jenny and Marnie. But I just did not like that at all. I felt disconnected with the characters at that point. And so now I can definitely appreciate what Kevin was going for and trying to change up the formula a little bit, because at that point you really needed to do something different. So I definitely appreciate, what he was going for, with his vision. But unfortunately, that opening just did not do it for me. I did love the dialogue of Ghostface with Jenny, especially when he says that people live, people die, you better start running. I can't remember if I'm remembering the whole quote exactly. It's been a minute since I've seen Scream 4, but I really enjoy that quote, as well as I think Scream 4 has some of the best quotes from Ghostface, from Roger L. Jackson. I think he did a phenomenal job in that role, just like he always does. But I really did like the quotes that he did for that movie. So, number five, I am gonna have to put Scream 3 at number five. Scream 3 is actually my number one favorite Scream movie. I adore Scream 3. I think it's a masterpiece. I think it's so much fun. I love the cinematography. I love Sydney's development and how she was as a character. But as far as the opening, I am gonna have to put that at number five. I did enjoy, the buildup of Cotton and the phone call, and the voice where we first got introduced to the voice changer right at the very beginning. That part was really cool. I loved, you know, the cat and mouse game with Christine and Ghostface, even though she believes it was actually Cotton that was trying to kill her, for that most of that opening. I love the chase sequences between her, in the house. But I felt like they could have extended Cotton's scene with Ghostface a little bit longer. I felt like once he got to the house, I felt like they killed him off pretty quickly at that point. So I felt like they could have maybe dragged it a little bit longer, even though the opening of Scream 3 was already kind of long, because they mainly focused on, he was talking with the killer on the, in the car, he's trying to race to Christine. I felt like they may have spent more time with Christine, which is definitely okay. I don't mind that at all. I think Kelly did a phenomenal job in that role. So, coming in at number four is going to have to be Scream 6. As much as I love Scream 6, and, I thought it was such a fun movie. I love it so much. But the opening, it was okay. Like, I did love, where, Jason unmasked himself and then they killed him off. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Scream 6, I'm so sorry. But I felt like they could have utilized the setting, even though they filmed in Montreal and not New York. I felt like, with the atmosphere that they had and the setting that they had the alleyway. I felt like they could have utilized that with Laura and have her kind of have like a really good chase scene through the alleyway when we got to Jason's apartment. He's trying to find Greg. They're kind of having that back and forth. I'm not sure if Jason really knew he was talking to the killer. I think he did. At that point, knew that that wasn't Greg that he was talking to. But and I love now I see something red, and who gives a fuck about movies. I think I loved that line. I loved it so much. But I just kind of wish that they, kind of spent a little bit more time with Jason, maybe make him kind of like a character where if you were going to kill him, maybe kill him on a little bit later on. That way we as an audience could have really thought that he was going to be one of the killers, like the main killers, and we were going to follow his, point of view. I think that would have been really cool. All right, so we're going into the top three. I am going to be putting Scream 2 at number three. I loved the movie theater opening. I love that whole sequence. And that is kind of terrifying. Um, when you think about it, where Maureen is being killed, and I think that she thought it was Phil that was killing her because he had the mask, he had his jacket on. So she was probably thinking, oh my God, he's actually trying to kill me. As terrifying as it is, it's also the most entertaining opening, I think, because of the setting. Like everyone is having a party, everyone is celebrating Stab, and, you know, as much as, it's sad, to see her being killed with no one having any idea. It's also, like I said, it's the most entertaining of the openings, in my opinion. And I love how Kevin chose to put the opening in a public place. I think that was such a smart and creative idea. So, coming in at number two for the opening is going to be Scream 5. This was my first Scream movie, even though I've been a fan for over 20 years of this franchise. I never got to see Scream 4 in theaters. So, being able to see Scream 5 in theaters and for it to be my first Scream movie in theaters was such an amazing experience. And I immediately felt a connection with Tara Carpenter, played by Jenna Ortega. I think she did such a great job in that movie in general, but the opening, she gave one hell of a performance, and you could really feel the terror that she felt. Um, at first, of course, she thinks she's just talking to probably her mom's boyfriend or, kind of like Casey thinking, oh, she's just talking, this guy wants to talk to me, but as we all know that, was not the case. Um, and it really gave us an idea of really how far technology has come, not just with cell phones, but with, in today's day and age, you can lock your doors, you have Ring cameras, you have ways to open your garage door, through your smartphone, having all of that, incorporating that modern technology into the opening was so good. And I loved how they did flip, where we actually had someone survive the opening. The way Ghostface was, you could feel how big Ghostface was, and the cinematography in that opening alone was great. I loved the camera angles. I loved the tilted camera in the kitchen scene with Tara. When she's walking, when she already got stabbed and she's walking to the kitchen to get the phone, where the camera tilts. I think that was such a great shot. I loved what Radio Silence did. for Scream 5 and 6. The original, coming in at number 1. The opening of Scream 1996, just, it's a masterpiece. The cinematography, we believed that she was going to be, the main character because she was promoted as, she was on the poster. No one could have thought that they were actually going to kill Drew Barrymore in the first 10 minutes of the movie. Um, and so when she died, it was heartbreaking. And the way that she was so close to her parents, like you could, she was in, walking distance, and they have no idea what's happening with their daughter out in the middle of nowhere. And the way that, I loved the isolation, and that was done by Wes Craven. He was such a mastermind in, creating such a great atmosphere for these first 3 movies. And then I loved, you know, what's your favorite scary movie, like that iconic line that everybody knows, you know, and it really, when I first watched this movie at age, I can't even remember how old I was. I was still in elementary school when I first saw this movie. And, when I first watched it, like, I was just terrified. And my brother, fun fact, would have that mask every Halloween, and he had the one that had blood coming out of it. And he would go, door to door trying to scare the kids, try to scare me, and I was just terrified. I used to not be able to watch those movies at night, but now they're a comfort movie for me. I love this franchise so much. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this ranking video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed talking about the openings and kind of ranting a little bit. This franchise just means so much to me. This will not be the last Scream video that I will upload, so stay tuned. I will have more to come, and I am working on a commentary for Melissa Barrera's Your Monster movie that came out on HBO Max recently, so stay tuned for that. And also, when the Final Destination trailer comes out, I believe is going to be this week, I will be reacting to that, so you'll have that to look forward to as well. Let me know what other video ideas that you guys have, and I'll be more than happy to do whatever you guys would like to see. And yep, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, as well as subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
I'll see you soon.